Ermagerd! It's been like forever since I've done one of these videos, but change of scenery because I'm house sitting, and let me tell you, the lighting is awful. I have every light in the house on right now because otherwise it's too dark to see anything. But so much has happened since the last time I made one of these videos that I really just don't know where to start. So I'm just gonna wing it, go with the flow, and see what happens. We're gonna talk about the one that I love to pieces. Avengers Arena. If you don't read it, well, you should. It's definitely probably the best series out there. I think it was about a month ago. The series left me at a loss for words and just being like, why? Why do you have to do this to me? I don't want to spoil anything, so this was the end of the second arc, Game On, and the way it ended, I really want to know what's going to happen to Apex. She's not dead. I really want her dead. Don't want her as dead. I'm interested to see what she's gonna do in the next one, because in the next arc, because she has a few options right now on what can happen with her. But oh my god, so happy. Young Avengers by Karen Gillan. It's pretty wonderful. It's an entertaining read. I love the way they use Tumblr to tell the story. It almost makes me want a Tumblr. I don't want a Tumblr. Let's be real. I don't want a Tumblr. But it almost makes me want one. It's funny. It's enjoyable. It's still Avengers, but I don't want to say it's kid-friendly. It is, but I mean, it's not like the seriousness of the Avengers. Uncanny X-Men. It's still a good series. It's not my favorite X-Men series right now. They are doing some interesting things, including Magneto and Cyclops are retraining themselves to learn their powers. I liked the last issue of this more with Magik. She's probably my favorite member of the Uncanny X-Men. But it ended with her talking to Doctor Strange about learning how to use her powers better. It's a trap! It's a ruse! It's a clever ploy! The feminist movement! None of those things. Calm your stuff, Admiral Akbar, because it's the X-Men. Seriously though, a lot of people have been like, oh my god, the X-Men, who needs an all-female team? The deal with the X-Men is it's an all-female cast consisting of Jubilee, Storm, Rachel, Rogue, Kitty, and Psylocke. It's going to be an action-packed series, but it's going to deal a lot with the bonds between them, and Jubilee is the connecting force between them, and they're all like this tight-knit family. It's only on issue 2, but it's really good so far. I really like it. They're all the women of the X-Men, which makes them the best ones. That's not true. There are some good men, but by and large, most of the best characters in the X-Men are women. Let's be real. Speaking of good characters that are men in the X-Men, Astonishing X-Men, Iceman, kinda going evil right now, but it's not his fault. Dark Beast did it to him. If you didn't read the Extinction event, in its conclusion, when they were all coming back to 616, Dark Beast hid a piece of the Apocalypse power inside Iceman. You know, surprise, surprise, it had a major effect on his personality. So he's decided he's going to just rule the world in ice, because he can. He's an incredibly powerful mutant that for a long time has been underestimated, and he's kind of just like, whatever, I'll take what I want. Fearless Defenders. If you're not reading it, because this is one of those titles I feel gets passed, there's a lot of depth to the characters. I don't know if I've talked much about the series yet, but it's really good. This was the end, I'm fairly certain, of the first arc. I think it's an assembly of 16 different female characters, most of which are, like, not most. About half of them are characters you're probably really familiar with. In the conclusion of this, it had a really, actually, like, it was a well-written ending. It was a sad ending. That's what this was. It was sad. But it was good. It was good. I liked it. That's all the comics I got this week. Marvel movies. Joss Whedon again confirmed that he is going to be using Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in the next Avengers movie. He says his reasoning for including them is, as a child, they were very prominent in the Avengers growing up because they're Avengers. They're not X-Men. Why do people keep putting them in the X-Men? Because they're not. It's ridiculous. Know your lore. And because he felt like most of the characters in the Avengers 1 movie were punchy people, which is kind of true. There were a bunch of characters that were very like, look at me, I can punch, and then I can punch you harder, and then, oh, I'm the Hulk, so I can smash your punching. But Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are very visually, like, they have a very different power set from the other members of the Avengers, and it would give viewers something to be like, ooh, magic! You know, like, it would give them something to be like, oh, that's different, that's cool. It has also been confirmed that MJ will not be appearing in the next Spider-Man movie. There was talk. There was somebody cast for the role, but she was dropped from the movie because they couldn't find a way to effectively put her in the story. Electro will be the villain, if you haven't heard, and it's going to be played by Jamie Foxx. They redid the costume for Spider-Man because there were so many, like, that's not what Spider-Man's costume looks like. Man, that's not what Spider-Man's costume looks like. So they redid Spider-Man's costume to try and make it more fitting to the comics. And all I have to say is, just, now that's marvelous.